Hello students, today we are going to continue exercise 3.1. Now question number 12. Question number 12 is which of the following numbers are prime? So as we had done a series of Eratosthenes activity, we can easily find out our prime numbers. So in this activity, we have find that 29 is a prime number as it is having only two factors, that is 1 into 29. So 29 is a prime number. Similarly, 57, as we already done in the activity, 57 came in the table of 19 also, 19 into 3. So it is having more than two factors, so 57 is not a prime number. Now 43, again having only two factors, that is 1 and 43, 1 into 43. So 43 is again a prime number. And the last, that is 61, is again having two factors, that is 1 into 61. So again 61 is a prime number. So in all the four numbers, only 57 is not a prime number, rest are prime numbers, as 57 is having two more factors, that is 19 and 3. Now let's move to question number 13. Which of the following pairs of the number are co-prime? As we have done in the introduction, what are co-prime numbers? If two numbers having common factor, that is 1 only, then those two numbers are said to be called co-prime. So let's find out the factor of these two numbers. Factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. So these are the factors of 12. Now factors of 35 is 1, then 5, then 7, then 35. So these are the factors of 35. So only there is one common factor, and that is 1 only. So we can say that 12 and 35 are co-prime. Similarly, for this number, factors of 17 is a prime number, so having only two factors, 1 and 17 only. And now the factors of 85 is 1, 5, 17 and 85. So in this number, though both number two factors are common, that is 1 and 17. So they are having two common factors. That's why 17 and 85 are not co-prime. Now the last one, 515 and 516. As we already discussed in our introduction, if two consecutive numbers are there, then they are always co-prime numbers. Why? Because they are having only one common factor, that is 1. So 515 and 516 are consecutive numbers, so they are co-prime. Consecutive numbers, that's why they are co-prime numbers. Okay. Now question number 14. Express each of the following as the sum of odd primes. Two odd primes. For that, we have to just check a number which is less than 24 and nearer number which is prime. So the nearer number which is prime to 24 is 23 is a prime number. But when we are going to add 1 into 8, 1 is not a prime. 1 is neither prime nor composite. So we can't take 23. Now let's take the 19. So what you're going to add into it to get it 24. 19 plus 5, when you're going to add 5 into it, you get 24. So 24 is equal to 19 plus 5, sum of two odd prime numbers. Again 98. For 98, the nearest prime number is 89. And when you're going to add 9 into 8, 9 is not a prime number. So what you're going to do? As we have gone till, so 79 is the prime number. And when we are going to add 19 into 8, we get 98 as the prime number, sum of two prime number, that is 79 and 19. Now the question number 15, express each of the following as a sum of twin prime numbers. For this is very easy, we are hardly have 10 or 12 twin primes, so we can learn them also, or we can check it. So 36, so let's half the 36, 18. Now find out the nearest prime numbers which is half of this 18. Half of 36 is 18. So the prime number which is near to 18 are 17 and 19. So when you're going to add them, what you get? That is 36. Similarly, when you're going to make them half of 8, you will get 42. So the prime numbers which are near to 42 are prime, that is 41 and 43. So when you're going to add them, you get 84. So the twin prime numbers whose sum is 36 is 17 and 19, and the twin prime number whose sum is 84 is 41 and 43. So students, our next topic is divisibility rule. By using these rules, we don't need to divide a number actually. We can only apply these rules and find whether this number is divisible by the given number or not. So the first rule is for number 2. If the ones place digit is 0, 2, 4 and 6. Means if the ones place of a number has these digits, that is 0, 2, 4 and 6 and 8, then that number is divisible by 2. For example, 2048. So we can say that the last digit is 8. So this number is divisible by 2. So divisible by 2. Now for divisibility rule for 3. If the sum of the digit is divisible by 2. For example, if I am having the same number, that is 2048. For finding whether this number is divisible by 3 or not, we have to add all the digits. Means 2 plus 4, 0 plus 4 plus 8. So 8 plus 4, 12 plus 2 will be 16. And 16 come in table of 3? No, 16 will not come in table of 3. So we can say that this number is not divisible by 3. Let's take another example. If I am having a number 156 and I have to check whether this number 156 is divisible by 3 or not, I am just going to add all the digits of the given number 1 plus 5 plus 6. So 6 plus 6 will be 12 and 12 came in the table of 3. It means the given number 156 is divisible by 3. Now the next is number 4. If the last two digit is divisible by 4, it means if I am having the same example, that is 2048, then if the last two digit is divisible by 4, then this complete number is divisible by 4. So let's check. 48 is all 12 4s are 48, so 48 is divisible by 4. So we can say that 2048 is also divisible by 4. Is divisible by 4. If I am having this number 156, then what about it? 56, as we know, 56 is divisible by 4. So this 156 is also divisible by 4. Now the rule for number 5. If the last digit is 0 and 5. If the ones place digit is 0 and 5, then the number is divisible by 5. For example, 1020. So 2 is 0 at the ones place. At the last place, it means this number is divisible by 5. Now the next number is 6. If the number is divisible by 2 and 3, then the number is divisible by 6 also. So if I am saying a number is 10 and 10 is divisible by 2, but it is not divisible by 3. So 10 is also not divisible by 6 also. So the condition for 6 is the number should be divisible by both 2 and 3. It means the number should follow both the divisibility rule of 2 and 3. Then and then only it will be divisible by 6 only. For example, if I am having number 156, then we can say that 6 is even number at last place, even digit. So this 156 is divisible by 2, and here we already done it is divisible by 3. So we can say that 156 is divisible by 6. Now next number is 7. So divisibility rule for 7. Cross the last digit, double it and subtract it from the remaining part. Repeat if you want. If the new number is divisible by 7, the original number is also divisible by 7. For example, if I am having a number 343. So first of all, you have to just cross the last digit, and double of this digit should be subtracted from the remaining number. So 3 2s are 6. 6 will be subtracted from this number, and this will be 28. So 28 is divisible by 7. So we can say that 343 is also divisible by 7. Is divisible by 7. Let's take another example. 1 2 4 1. So 1 is the cut the 1, double of it should be subtracted from it. It will be 122. Now again 2 will be, and double of it will be subtracted from it. So 12 minus 4 will be 8, and 8 is not divisible by 7. So this number is not divisible by 7 also. Now let's move to divisibility rule of 8. If the last three digits are divisible by 8, then the number is divisible by 8. So 2192. So if the last three digit is divisible by 8, then the number is also divisible by 2. Let's check. 8 2 is 16, 3 2. So this number is divisible by 8, 192. So we can say that this complete number is also divisible by 8. Is divisible by 8. So first you have to check the last three digit number. If those are divisible, then this complete number is also divisible by 8. Now our next rule of number 9. So the divisibility rule for number 9 is if the sum of digit is divisible by 9 is the same as we have done for number 3. So let I am having a number 729, and if I am going to add all the digits 7 plus 2 plus 9, then my sum is 18, which is divisible by 9. So this number 729 is also divisible by 9. Now divisibility rule for 10, if the last digit is 0, or you can say ones place number is 0, or ones place digit is 0, then the number is divisible by 10. So 790, so 90, we are having 0 at ones place, at the last place, it means this 790 is divisible by 10. Now the next number is 11, and divisibility rule for it is if the difference of the sum of the digit as the odd places starting from ones place and the sum of digit at even places starting from tens place is either 0 or divisible by 11. So let's take an example to understand it easily. If I am having number 5, 6, 7, 2, 4 and 3. So odd places starting from ones are these. So sum of odd places 6 plus 2 plus 3. Odd places digits is this. So this will be 9 plus 2 will be 11. Now the sum of even places digits. So 4 plus 7 plus 5. So 5 plus 7 plus 4. So this will be 7 plus 4 will be 11 and 11 plus 5 will be 16. Now we are going to find out the difference. So 16 minus 11 and this will be 4. So the difference is not divisible by 11. So this number is also not divisible by 11. If our difference which came after doing this process is 0 or multiple of 11, then the number is divisible by 11. So even places first we have to add, and then odd places, and then we have to find their difference. If the difference is divisible by 11, then the number is divisible by, if the difference is 0 or is a multiple of 11, then the number is divisible by 11.